Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another week in the life of, and this week it is cold. I am freezing. I've got my big jacket on. I've had a very cold week, as you are about to see. But before I get started, I just want to say a big thank you to John Reynolds. You are my very first Patreon, so thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting myself. For those who don't know what Patreon is, it's a platform where you can basically, for as little as a cup of coffee a month, you can support content providers like myself and help the channel grow and give us put out better videos basically. But yeah, go check it out. You don't have to. I'm not going to beg for it, but if you feel like I do good videos and you want to obviously support the channel, give it a look. Link down below with the Discord and everything else on my new channel. Check it out down there. But anyway, so this week was the cold one. The winter had came, the snow has come, and you're going to see what happens in a minute throughout the week. Better than last week, but not a lot. As you'll see, I had a plan in place and it didn't quite go how I wanted it to. But you will see very shortly. Also, I started taking pictures of loads because people were asking for me to take some pictures of them and show them what I did. Done that, you will see in the video, but I forgot to do on a couple because I just did. So hopefully next week when I do my week in the life of, it'll be a few more pictures in there. But anyway, so this is my week in the life. Morning, everyone. As you can see, Monday morning. It's a bit snowy, and as you can tell from where I am, my village doesn't really get gritted. So this is going to be a bit of fun. Getting out of it. Obviously, cars are driving down, so it can't be too bad. But the snow's coming in thick and fast, so I'm going to get moving very shortly before it gets too bad. But it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Got to pick up at 9. I'm going to leave in about 10 minutes actually, because even though it's only about half hour away, one thing I know about snow is it slows everything down, and I want to get there before the traffic really hits. So I will be leaving very soon. Oh, fun, Monday morning. So, I'm at my destination. Very early, it's 8 o'clock. I don't have to pick up till 9. But the roads were horrendous. 30 miles an hour all the way here, even on the main roads. Snow's still coming down. I'm glad I left early. Because it was just... It's slippy. You have to be careful out there. Well, by the time this goes out, probably the snow's gone, but... It's bad weather around here. Like I said, in my village... It's a nightmare to get out of. You would think they would grit it a lot better because there's a big, well, not big industrial estate, but a relatively good sized industrial estate just off the side of it. But nah, it's hard driving. So hopefully, when I get on the A road going away from Norwich towards the Midlands, those roads will be a lot clearer, because doing 30 miles an hour all day will take me about 6 hours to do this bloody job at least. So hopefully that won't be the case. But I did leave super early, and like I said, I made a conscious decision to do that. It's better to get somewhere like half an hour early and find it straight away than, and this will happen to you at some point. You'll get somewhere, you might be running late or you didn't time it properly, and you'll get there like 5 minutes before the collection, which is fine. So you get on the industrial estate, you're there 5 minutes early, and you cannot find it for love nor money. It always happens when you don't want it to. When you're nice and early, you find it, bang, it's right there. Like I've just done. I found the place I've got to pick up from within a couple of minutes. But when you're running late, you'll never find it. It will be like tucked behind another building, and it's labelled, you know, C4 is the name of the building, and there's C5 and there's C3, but there's no C4 because they've built C4 on the other side, and there's no way you could ever find it. It always happens like that. But anyway, so I've got an hour, which I don't mind, because I didn't do my ratchet straps the other day. They're all sort of untangled and stuff, and I'm gonna strap them up, store them properly, get the blankets ready so the plate, when they open the back of the van, it looks proper. And yeah, just gonna enjoy my day despite the weather. It's nice to be on the road. So I'll let you know how I get on, but the weather is horrendous. So it's gonna be the weather's like this, you've got to keep tuned in and make sure you're doing everything right, because else you can easily have a slip and bad things can happen. But I'll let you know how I'll get on. Alright? Right, I just got loaded. Oh, it is cold out there. But I just thought I'd say there is one small advantage of getting to places early, because I actually rocked up at 8:30. I thought I'd try my luck, get loaded early. Most of the time you'll get there, if you get there early, it won't be ready. But all I ever say is when I get somewhere, it's like, I know I'm early, but if it's ready, if it's not, I'm willing to wait. Because if you get there early, you're going to have to be willing to wait. But got there half hour early, it was sat there, they were like, yep, shove it on. Beautiful, so I'm leaving half an hour earlier than I would have. I could have probably got in at 8 o'clock instead of sitting around for half an hour and it would have been ready. But rocking up an hour early, it's a bit cheeky. So I'm just about to go on my way. The snow is hammering it down. I want to get off this estate and get onto a main road where it's hopefully gridded, because, yeah, it's a bit dire at the moment. And this van does not like the snow. It hates the mud. It doesn't like slipping. It doesn't do well when it slips. So I'm not, some vans are great in the snow and the mud and the rain and shit. This not so much. But anyway, so let's crack on. Alright guys, I've just dropped off Wolverhampton. It's 1:30ish now. There's a fair few jobs pinging in this area, so I've bid on a few and I'm just waiting to see what I get. But I just want to respond to something I posed last week's Week in the Life of, which is the COVID test going back to Norfolk. What people are doing. So, funnily enough, on the way down here, I was listening to Van on the Run. Check out his channel. He does Week in the Life of stuff similar to this video. And I know what you're thinking, what are you doing on YouTube whilst you're driving? But he just talks. I've seen his videos so many times. I don't even, I haven't even got the video on. I've just got the audio and I listen to what he's saying. 'Cause it's a bit like a podcast almost. So I was listening to him and he had one on Wednesday night. Last Wednesday, going to the Norfolk. And Thursday, he found it near impossible to get a job as well. Like I said, last Thursday was weird for Norfolk. Because Norfolk is quiet, but it was so dead. Ridiculous. But he was actually staying in a lay-by around the corner. Obviously, he tramped. He probably got there pretty late, because most of them you're picking up sort of 3, 4 o'clock. You're not getting there till 7, 8 o'clock at night. But someone else, sorry, he mentioned in the Discord, and I've completely forgotten his name on the Discord. Begins with a G. I read it like 2 minutes ago. He does them very often, or she. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I did it wrong, but anyway, he or she does them often, and they do them because it gets them back to Peterborough, which is they go past to go home. Because if you're in Manchester, Newcastle, Carlisle, South Coast, anywhere like that, and you want to get back to Peterborough, it's better you get paid to go to Norfolk to drive back to Peterborough than it is just driving back empty. Completely understand that, and that makes complete sense. I did sort of think that's what a lot of people are doing. Because if you go past Peterborough going towards Norfolk, it's dead. There's nothing there. And if you live in that area, anything that gets you up into that area is a bonus. So yes, that makes complete sense that a lot of people who live sort of Cambridge, Peterborough, Thetford, Norwich, Yarmouth, any drivers in that area, these will get them. Especially if you're coming from the Manchester or even Wales or that area. It's getting you home, even if you have to drive past your house to go back, at least you're getting paid to do it. So that makes sense. So that sort of answers a lot of that question. But like I said, Van on the Run's doing them, and he's staying out overnight. So I think it's just a big mixture, and the people that are staying in the area are only a few every night, so it's not really noticeable when you're looking at the who's nearby thing, necessarily. But yeah, just before I answer that. So I'm waiting for a job, I've bid on a few. Hopefully I'll get one. Going anywhere. I don't care where I go tonight. I'm not trying to get home because Norwich is covered in snow and getting home is just a bit of a nightmare, but we'll see what we'll get and I'll let you know. That first load, there should be a picture here now. Bing. Like I said, I'm going to take pictures of the loads I do. This one was covered in snow, so fun. I'll speak to you in a minute. Okay peeps, got a second job from Wolverhampton to Coventry. Not very far, only 30 miles. I went 30 quid. I know what you're thinking. Beardy, your minimum's 40, but I was bidding on everything, couldn't get it. And I have a reason for my thinking, and I'll go through it in a sec. But yeah, I went 30 quid, got it. I've just dropped off. It's 4:30. I don't know if I'm going to get anything else this evening. I've bid on a few already, but just waiting to hear. And it is cold. My feet are freezing. But here's my thinking. So I saw a job pop up. And it was like 85 mile or something going up towards Sheffield, and I was tempted to bid on it. And then I thought, why am I bidding on this job? I'm going to have to go about 60 quid. It's going to be £15 fuel, so you're probably going to have 45 quid in the locker. And then, because obviously I'm still, you know, my back still hurts and all that shit, I'm probably going to get a room for the night, and it's freezing cold. So that's going to be another 30 quid, 25, 30 quid. You get into a tenner. Why bother moving and spending an hour and a half driving all that way? And then this job pinged up, and I was like, well, I'm not going to bid on that, because I've got family who live in Rugby, and they've actually got an office out the back of the house, which used to be the garage, which has been converted into basically an office. And when I'm in the Midlands, I stay there because I don't ever go into the house. So I'm separate from the family with the whole COVID. I know before people say, oh, you shouldn't be doing it. I'm never going in the house. I'm going to an office out the back, which has heating in it. So that's why I do that. So it's like, well, I would make more money getting a 30 quid job. So that's why I've done it. I thought I'll go 30 quid and I can stay there for the night if needs be. If I don't win anything else, rather than, yes, making more money, but losing money in the long run because I'd have to get a hotel. Or whatever, B&B, whatever it may be. So that's my thinking. Sometimes you have to do a bit of logistic thinking and actually figure out how much you're going to get and what's the point. I could be completely wrong. Tell me if you think what I just said was complete bollocks. It makes sense in my head, but then again, my head's very strange. My mum used to say, I think sideways. I don't go from A to B. Well, I do go to A to B, but I like to go via C and then D and E and have a little mosey at F and see what's going on there before I get to B, because it's more fun. So I think that way, which is good in some circumstances, very bad in other circumstances. But here I am. I'm in Coventry. I'm right by the main road. I'm not far from, like I said, the family house, my mum's house, where I can stay because they've got that converted garage out the back, which is very tempting right now because it's really cold, and they've got this that garage gets really hot, really warm. They've got a little bed and everything in there for me if I need it, which is great. Because it's good to. This is another thing. I'm going on a little tangent now, but it's good to have people around the country. I've got friends up north. I've got friends near London. I've got my family in the Midlands. I obviously am in Norfolk. It does help doing this job when you have family all over the country, or people all over the country who are more than willing to put you up for the night. So saves on the hotels and gets you a nice warm shower and a nice warm bed when you're out and about. But yeah, so I've done the second job. Ping, that's what it looks like. As you can see, very small, 3 small boxes, 30 miles, 30 quid, £1 a mile. I was less than a mile away, so there's no dead miles. So even though it's not my minimum, it was sort of worth it. It gets me to 200 quid for the day, which, as you know, £200 in the good times is a good day. It's not a great day. No, it's an average day, sorry. Good day's 250, great day's 300 plus. But it's an alright day. I'll take it. I'll take £200 at this time with everything that's going on. Haven't spent any on fuel this week yet because I spent a load last week. If you watched last week's video, I filled the van up and I'm still using that fuel. So yeah, I've done a lot. I feel like all I've done is record all day. Done very little work, but I've done all right. So if I get anything else, I'll let you know. But if not, I'll see you in the morning. Right? So, it's late. It's 12 o'clock at night. I got one of these Hermes standby jobbies. So I've not done one of these before. I'm at the big depot in Rugby. I was sitting around about 7:30. Job pinged up. I thought, screw it. I'll put a big price on it and see what I get. For standby, they said I was about an hour and a half waiting at standby. So I put 40 quid on it. I thought, if I have to sit around for an hour and a half and get 40 quid, and it's literally 2 miles from where I was, screw it, I'll give it a go. And then if you get the job, it's £1 a mile. So no complaints from me. Get it for 12 o'clock. So I, as soon as I want it, put my head down, got a couple hours sleep, and now I'm here waiting. And it's a massive depot here. Lots of vans. But I've not done one of these before. I've never done a sort of standby overnight. I usually want to get my head down, but I thought with everything that's going on, if I don't get a job and I'm waiting here a couple of hours at most, and I get to go back to bed and I get paid for it to do nothing, I'll take it at this moment in time. I'll be honest with you. If not, it's £1 a mile. Even if it's only 60 miles, it's 60 quid to start my day. Put my head down for a couple more hours and then crack on. So that's what's going on. So it's still technically Monday. I've recorded quite a lot for a Monday. I've done like 6 videos, which is ridiculous, but it's the way it's sort of gone. So I'll let you know how it gets on or where I go. If I don't get a load and they just send me home, I'll probably let you know in the morning. I'm pretty tired actually, but as I said, got a couple hours sleep because you got to get it when you get it, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Okay. Morning all. It's Tuesday, and I am feeling a bit groggy, as you can probably tell. I do not look my stunning self. I had the pickup last night. I was only there about 20 minutes, and they got me in, got me loaded, and I ended up going to Newmarket, which is about an hour and a half from my house. So it wasn't bad. 80 miles, 80 quid. Got to Newmarket about 3:30 in the morning. They put stickers on your van, so like on the doors, so you don't open the doors or break the stickers, so they know that when it gets there it's all good. I've not seen that before, but I'm guessing they've got no other way to track the parcels from Hermes when it's in vans like ours. So I got to Newmarket. I was exhausted, so I ended up sleeping in there. As you can tell, it's a right mess in there. I've got to sort out. Got the removal blankets over me. Made a pillow. Usually I sleep in the back, but I was so tired I couldn't be bothered to mess around with the inflatable bed, and it was going to be colder in the back than it was in the front, so I whacked the heater on for a good half an hour. Made it as warm as possible, and I got about 4 hours sleep, which isn't too bad considering. But I'm feeling it this morning. My back is really aching, just because of weird positions and shit like that. So I'm not actually far from home, we're an hour and a half, but I don't really want to steam home empty if I don't have to. I'm going to see if I can get a job here going somewhere, and then we'll see where we go from the rest of the day. Oh, long day. It felt like a long day yesterday. Well, at the end of the day, I got up at 6 and I didn't get to sleep till about 3:30, so that tells you how long it was. But 280, it's not massive money when you do a day like that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Do I count the 80s for yesterday? Or technically it was today. So 200 yesterday, I'm on 80 quid already. And I've only just woken up. So let's see how we get on. Right, so it's 11 o'clock. Now, I've been sat here since, well, I went to the Tesco's near here because I need the toilet and to get some brekkie, get me sorted for the morning. But I've been waiting for work. Some jobs been picking up. Some jobs haven't. I've got the sun shining right in my face here, but there's just not a lot, and it feels like it's very much an area thing at the moment, which might sound weird, but I'll try and explain it. Like the Midlands area, there's work. There is work in that area. We know there is. There are certain places where there seems to be plenty of work. In this area, not a lot, and most of the work that's popping up, there's been about 8 jobs that have popped up this morning. Since like 9 o'clock, so in the last couple of hours, a few hours, and it's all sort of, from where I am now, they're all about 30-40 miles away, and they're all going sort of 20-30 miles. They're not, there's no money in it. It's alright if they're next to you. This is the thing, if you're in an area like the Midlands and those jobs are popping up all around you, it's not too bad, because you only have to travel a short distance. Like yesterday evening, I got one for 30 quid, 30 miles, that was fine, but it was like half a mile away, so yeah, do it. But if you've got to travel 40 miles to pick up a job, to travel another 40 miles, you're making 50p a mile because you're doing so many dead miles, so it's not worth it. So yeah, this is the dilemma. So I'm going to stick here a bit longer. And then do I move towards Midlands if I don't get anything, or do I just move towards home and at least be comfortable, maybe get a bit of a kip because I'm knackered? Well, I'm in a very nice location anyway. Apart from that, I said I'll show you some stuff, so I'll show you out the window. It all looks a bit snowy and it's nice sky, but you can see here all the horses. Lots and lots of horses. There's actually about 100 round here that have been moving around. I'm near the Newmarket, I'm guessing the race course or the training area. and they've had them all out walking around. And if you drove through the town to get to the Tesco's, and they're all walking around the town like they own the place. So, and they're just galloping over there. So it's quite a nice place to park up, but my feet are freezing now, and I want work. I want the good times back. Like, you don't get me wrong, you'll get days like this. Even the good times, you'll get days where there's just not a lot, and you're like, oh, I want to work. But they're every so often. It's not like every day or every, I seem to have one good day out of 5. Jobs was pinged up there. What's that? Once again, it's 30 miles from me, and it's a 30-mile job. It's like, is it worth it? But anyway, yeah. So I just thought I'd have a bitch and a moan, and let you know what's going on. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but you'll find out shortly. Okay, people. It's actually now Wednesday. Tuesday, shat out. Didn't get nothing. Didn't get a thing. It got to about 1:30. Still haven't won anything. Like I said a minute ago. There was nothing worth doing, if that makes sense. Even though we all need money. Oh, I'll just move like this because bloody sunlight. It's in the way at the moment. So, yeah, didn't get anything yesterday. Went home. Got a job today from Norwich to the X2 building at Heathrow. It's where all the airlines have their stuff going. Big building. Loads of stuff going on there. So I delivered there. It's now 3 o'clock. I I got there at 11:15, got loaded for 12. Which is a bit of a pain in the arse from where I was picking up from. But yeah, got here just before, or should I say about 2:30ish. I think it was 2:30ish. I'm losing track of time already today. All done by sort of 3:30. No, it wouldn't have been. It was a 3-hour drive for some reason. I remember it being 3. Anyway, I'm getting confused. I'm a bit fresh of face today. I was bloody knackered yesterday. When I got home from yesterday, I got back at like 5-ish. I had a bath, then went to bed at about 8, and I was out like a light, and I slept for like 12 hours. So I must have been knackered. But I've got to keep on my arm in the way because there was the light shines on the phone. The sun's setting, and it's getting in the way. But yeah, it's about 4 o'clock now. Trying to get some work from Heathrow area, London. There's not as much pinging as I thought there would be. I thought this would be mental because of Heathrow. It's usually really busy, but it's the wrong time of day, really. Saying that, it's 4 o'clock. Usually people trying to get stuff out the door. So, but anyway. So I'm just trying to get any job. Going anywhere for any, well, not for any amount of money, that would be crap. But the further the better. If I could get someone up to Manchester or something for the night, get me a couple £100, then today's been very successful. But at the moment, I'm sitting on 120 quid. 120 quid. It was a short wheelbase job, 1 pallet. I went 120. Even at 120, I didn't think I was bloody getting it because of the way prices are, but I got it. So I did go cheap. That's usually, let's think, 150, 120 ain't far off the mark. I don't know. I don't usually bid on short wheelbases. I would say, what, 70 to 80p a mile. So at 80p a mile, that'll be 80 and 40. No, it's about right. It's about so I didn't do too bad actually. But yeah, that's what's going on. So I know I've been on a bit of a tangent. Not much to show you. I'm just parked up in between Heathrow and Harlow on just a little estate, because it was the closest place I could find a park where I didn't have to pay. So I just parked up on here and I'm just waiting for work. So I'll let you know how I get on. Okay? Oh, and here's the job. That's the pallet. Like I said, it's not exciting stuff. Why have you, everyone, well, not everyone, a few people are like, oh, we want to see what you deliver. Yeah, that. So, I'm going to crack on. Alright guys, apologise for the lighting, because it's like nearly 8 o'clock at night. I dropped off that job around 4, and I've had nothing. I'm sat just down the road from Heathrow. Jobs pinging left, right, and centre. Well, actually, that's a lie. There weren't. there were jobs pinging. Don't get me wrong. A lot more than where I am, but not as much as there usually is, especially sort of 3, 4, 5 o'clock time. There's one job I'm still waiting on to see if I get it or not. I bid on a lot. I didn't get anything. I went cheap on one job. Well, I say I went cheap. It was a job up to Liverpool, 180 miles, short wheelbase. No, a small van. So I went 100 quid, which for me is cheap because I would usually go pound a mile, but small van. But it said co-loading, so I thought, well, if I get that, and I can get a second job, because it didn't have to be dropped off to the next morning, I could possibly get a second job and make up the money. And I still didn't get it. £100 on 180 miles. Now, I know a small van would usually be, what, 60, 65p? So 200 miles would be 120, 180, what, 110? So I'm a £10 cheap for a small van job. I still don't get used to small van jobs. I see them, because I'm used to quoting £1 a mile. When I see a small van job and I quote on it, and I'm like, oh, that's dirt cheap. And then I'm like, actually, for a small van, it's not. But that's because I'm used to bidding £1 a mile. So I'm sat here, starting to get cold. 3 hours from home. If I steam home now, I would have made like 60 quid profit for the day. Or I stay here, wait, and see if I get a job. If I don't get a job, I've made 90 quid profit for the day, give or take. I'm saying 30 quid in fuel each way. It's probably, no, it's less than that, but I'm going to say that, plus wear and tear. So, just a bit, yeah, these last 2 weeks have been a nightmare. This lockdown needs to leave. Because I'm struggling to get work. And everyone else is struggling to get work. There's some people out there that are still doing alright. But, like, all my regular customers, all my shippers who phone me regularly, I've spoken to them all, they've all dried up. They're struggling. Well, dried up in my area, should I say. So, I'm doing better than last week, though. It's Wednesday, I've made more money than I did last week. So, there's positive. Look on the bright side. But, yeah. We'll see if I'm just going to stay here, I think, and just bid on everything. I know there's not going to be a lot, because it's night time, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know how that goes. Right, all. It's Thursday. It's like 10:15, and I'm at home. I actually got a job home last night. Got one of the COVID tests from central London, coming up to around the corner from my house. So £200 for the day, which yesterday was frustrating, and it has been for a few weeks. I know I keep banging on, and I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to tell how it is. I dropped off at half three, and then I sat in my van for like 4 hours waiting for work. Didn't get anything, and it was just really frustrating. And then the job for the COVID test popped up, and I thought I'm going to throw 80 quid at it. 130 mile? 120 mile, I think it was. 80 quid. Not the best price, but at that time of night, getting me home, I looked at it almost like a backload, pays for the fuel for the day and probably for today as well. So 200 quid for the day, that's my sort of minimum where I want to be. Made it. So I'm on, 480 for the week, 3 days. Even though one of those days I didn't get any work whatsoever. Well, I sort of did because I started at 12 and then finished at 3 in the morning. But anyway, so it's not an awful week. It's not great. It just feels really challenging at the moment. Nothing sort of... You're fighting for every bit of work, you really are, or you're waiting hours and hours and hours, and anyone would tell you, we were discussing this in the Discord the other day, nothing worse than waiting. Waiting is the worst thing about this job. Waiting, when you want to work, I'm ready to work, give me some work, and you've got to wait. Worst thing ever. But yeah, I'm back home, like I said, it's 10:15, a few jobs have pinged, I've bid on a couple, haven't won anything yet. Thursday last week was horrendous, nothing pinged in Norfolk. I think like 4 jobs all day. So we'll see. But good to be home. Got a good sleep. I slept that well. Apparently I snored last night, and the wife had to go downstairs and sleep on the couch. I was that bad. I must have been tired. That doesn't usually happen. Usually she kicks me in the head. So I'll tell you something. Had a nice shower this morning. I'm ready to rock. I feel good. last few weeks have been punishing, but if you keep putting yourself down, you'll go into a bad place, and we don't want that. Positive mental attitude, people. So, bring it on. Watch, I won't get any work today. But let's see what happens, alright? Alright, everyone. So, it's Friday morning. As you can tell, I've got a bit of snow behind me. Just gone for a little walk. Thursday was a complete blowout. There was no work up until, I think it was 4 jobs came onto the Courier Exchange itself up until like 12 o'clock, which is ridiculous, especially for a Thursday. Thursday's usually a busy day. But I phoned around a load of my shippers and customers and people I know might have work. No one's got anything out of Norfolk, which is a nightmare. So a bit of a shit day. But I got paperwork out of the way, got sorted, got a load of my stuff done. I ended up getting a little job, 50 quid job for a friend of mine. It took me about an hour. I'll take that all day long, just to keep me rocking, just to keep me going through. So yeah, a bit of a shit Thursday. But it's Friday now. It's not a lot of work popped up this morning either. Friday there was a job picking up, delivering Sunday, and I was sat next to my wife and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll grab that. It's up to Aberdeen. There's a good bit of money in that. And she gave me that look only a wife can give you. That wife that sort of says you're a tit. And then it dawned on me it's Valentine's Day and I promised her that I'd do something nice for her. So I sort of didn't bid on that one because you know what they say, happy wife, happy life and all that. So I've just gone for a walk. I parked up there, and I've gone for a walk to stretch my back out because that's still a bit painful. And as I was driving here, I managed to clock a job for Monday. So I'm very happy about that. I think the strategy I've put into place this week is the right strategy. I've just executed it very poorly, to be honest. Get to the busy areas, the Manchesters, the Midlands, the London area, and then work from there will work. Because there's not enough work here to work, so that's the only option I have. But I started chasing work. I started chasing that one from Hermes on Monday night, which got me to Newmarket where there was no work. I chased the job on Wednesday, getting me home, which was great, but took me to a place where there's no work. I think next week it's going to be you're out on the road and you're out for the week for 5 days. So, yeah, bit of a mixed bag for a week. Not bad beginning. I've made all right money. I'm not going to lie. I've made okay money for what I've worked. You know, if you think about it, I've only really had 2 days on the road properly, and I've made nearly 500 quid from those 2 days, which isn't bad at all. Figures I've been trying to work 5 days and I haven't. So it's all been a bit not so good. I'm going to go for a little walk down here. Oh, that wind. Yeah, as you can see where I am, it's all open fields. So you get snowdrifts like a nightmare around here. So yeah, that's been my week. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the day. I would love to get some work, but it's like nearly 12 o'clock now, I think. I've lost track of time. No, 11 o'clock. I could get work, but there's just nothing pinging. And I'll be honest, my back is bloody hurting. And the last couple of days, it's regressed and it's getting worse and worse. I don't know if it's because I'm sort of lifting stuff whilst I'm working, undoing ratchet straps. It could be something to do with that. Could be that I'm just falling apart. But yeah, that's been the week. Yeah, so if anything else happens before then, I'll let you know. But for now, I'll see you in a bit. So there you have it, lads and ladies. That was my week in the life. Like I said, it went well to an extent. I have a strategy. I just didn't perform it very well. Ups and downs. Extremely cold. That Monday night I slept in the van, tramping. I had 6 removal blankets on me, and I still woke up with frozen feet. And when I went for a pee in the morning, it was like a block of ice coming out. Not that you want to know that. But there you go. So please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for helping Spawn. Thanks again, John, for all your help. And as always, be safe out there. Have a great day.